Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Your Success at Last DNA from YourSuccessAtLast.com. Yep, Your Success at Last DNA, doing those necessary actions, getting those daily needed attitude adjustments, that motivational boost, that motivational kick in the rump to help you get what you need to get done. I'm your host, Tracy, the Ace Brinkman, Sergeant Major Motivation around these here parts. Yeah, feeling pretty good today. Still a little chilly around these here parts, but the warm is right around the corner. It's supposed to actually get up into the 40s next week. Ooh. Well, it's probably warm. It's warm for us around here, and certainly probably warm for some of my friends out there on the East Coast, like I was talking about yesterday. So, how's your week going? Rocking it? Doing good? Oh, got a little stress going on. Talked to you a little bit about that yesterday. We're going to talk a little bit about relieving that stress with 10 stress relieving tips. But before we head down that road, today's question, every day. What is it today, Tracy? It's, what do you really want? You know, so many people actually don't pause to think about this. And here's the thing. So many times people can tell you that fast what they don't want. I don't want to have all these bills. I don't want to be married to this person. I don't want to feel pissed off. I don't want to go to this job. I don't want this. I don't. All these things. They can give you this litany, this list, and a really long one usually. It's like a Christmas list for Santa of the things they do not want. But when you ask them what they really do want, yeah, they don't have the same fervent passion behind that. And I think that's probably one thing that's lacking in helping them get what they do want, is the fact that A, they probably don't know, and then B, they don't have the same amount of passion about what they do want as what they don't want. Now you, on the other hand, you're the kind of person that listens to a show like this, so you take those moments to think about what you really, really want. What you want. I know, I bust out in the song every once in a while. I guess you'll just have to deal with it. Anyway, so sometime today, after the end of the show, before you lay your head down on that pillow tonight, really think about what you really want. What do you want in your relationship? What do you want around your home, in your family life? What do you want for your best friend? What do you want for your family? What do you want for your job? What do you want in your finances? And pick that thing you really, really want most and start going after it. Sorry about that. Forgot to mute my phone before I started my podcast today. Anyway, so figure out what you really want, okay? Do you want to be less stressed? Well, what a great transition question, Tracy. So let's get over there. Reducing the stress in your life can, and it will, take some reflection. And it's definitely going to take some action. But I guarantee you it's going to be well worth it when you do. By reducing your stress, you'll be able to sleep better, your outlook on life and all its opportunities will improve, and you'll be far more empowered to enjoy even the simplest of your daily routines. To reduce stress, you're going to have to work on minimizing those stressful situations and even those stressful people in your life, and to relax your head and your heart, or your mind and your body. Now, stress, we all know those stress-induced problems swirl around us like a whirlpool all the time. It often feels like we're in this pressure cooker and someone's holding the lid down, and it's just building and it's building until you're ready to hear that whistle, right? Now, of course, I can't whistle really well. Not like my dad. Well, my dad could really whistle. Anyway, that pressure is just building. Yet there are some simple ways to relieve stress without harming your head, without harming your mind, without harming your body, without having to use medications and drugs, prescribed or otherwise. All right? So here are 10 ways to have a less stressed life. Okay? First one, cut the busyness. What are some of the things that you could cut out of your schedule today? Right? It will give you some more quality time for yourself, for you and your loved one, for you and your family, for you to do something that is far less stressful. Think about it. Take a second. What clubs and organizations do you belong to? What are your roles in those clubs and organizations? What meetings and activities are you involved in? Is each and every one of those necessary? All right. Consider which programs and activities that you can remove from your schedule and then do it. There was a point in time where I was the president of of the top club in Georgia for Toastmasters, and it took a little time to do all these things. And on top of that, I had two daughters that were in activities. One was doing music, one was doing cheerleading and gymnastics. Then there was basketball, and then there were other things that the family wanted to do together. And then there was my martial arts. Then there was me doing my self-help stuff, all sucking away time and building up that pressure. I had to cut and trim and modify and then shift schedules around. And sometimes it's not just cutting things out. Perhaps you can just shift them around when they're not overlapping, giving you that breathing space. All right? Next, declutter and organize your home and your office. But we'll focus on the home. When your home is cluttered and unorganized and just kind of chaotic, you tend to feel cluttered and chaotic on the inside. It's like that commercial that's on TV right now. You see the gentleman walking up to his home, his briefcase, his nice suit, everything's all in order. He walks up and there's like this single leaf on the hedge, and he picks it away. Everything on the outside of his home is immaculate. He opens the door and he walks inside, and the picture frames are all sideways. There's rails missing from the staircase, and all kinds of things are going awry. See, when you're cluttered and unorganized on the inside, you feel more stress. All right? So get rid of the stuff you never use. There's a starting point. Sell it, put it on eBay, throw it away, give it to someone who will actually use it. There's an idea. Once you've done that, then all you have to do is organize whatever's left over. Make a place for everything. If necessary, if you got things that you're not using for this season, winter clothes you're putting away, summer clothes you're pulling out, right? Put them in organizational containers and label them. Next time no one's going around, where are the winter clothes? Where are the sweaters? Where are my sweatshirts? I'm freezing. You can just go, they're right there. No stress, no mess. There you go. You feel less messy on the outside and less messy on the inside. Declutter and organize your workspace, right? Organizing your workspace is no different than decluttering your home. Remember, your external environment affects your internal peace. Messy on the outside, messy on the inside, all right? Now, here's one. I actually don't even like mentioning this one. But one of the major stress factors these days, and it's the number one cause of divorce, I read a study, money. But there is a simple situation. There's a simple solution to the situation. My tongue tripped over my eye teeth. I couldn't see what I was saying. Okay? And that simple solution to the situation is a budget. Hello, right? Most people don't even like the word budget. But a budget doesn't have to be difficult. In fact, a little financial planning can actually help you save money. Ooh, how about that? Pretty cool. See, you can do a search online, find all kind of budgeting systems that are out there, lots of them free. Find the one that works best for you. It needs to be simple, and it needs to be easy for you to use every day. See, once you're on your budget, you'll feel the stress just kind of wisp away when it comes to finances. And in worst case scenarios, seek the help of an experienced financial planner, or perhaps someone that you know that's close to you, that is a trusted confidant who is good at these financial skills. Seek their help as well. Okay? All right. Number 5, enjoy what you do have. You see, in our society, we have been taught, it's been ingrained into us somewhere along the way, that more is better. That bigger is better. I can remember back when I was a teenager, the bigger the radio you had, the better it had to sound. Well, not necessarily. Remember? And then it was the bigger engine you had in your car, the better your car was. And the bigger wheels you had on your truck, the better your truck was, right? It seemed like more was better, and bigger was the more money you had, the better you were. Not always necessary. I know people that have money, and some of them are kind of jerks. And I know people that don't have money, and some of them are really real people. Now, it goes both ways. We're on both sides of the fence. But the thing is, more isn't always better. When you learn to be content with what you have right now, you'll tend to find a much more peaceful place within yourself. Now, as I've said before, this doesn't mean you don't strive and push yourself towards wanting or getting what you want, but always be happy with and enjoy what you do have today. All right. Get regular exercise. When you work out, your body burns off more than just fat and calories. It burns off steam. It burns off tension. It burns off anxiety, right? If you're stressed out because of a family conflict or a work situation, a good workout will help you relieve the stress. I can speak to this from personal experience. The love of my life, Diane, goes through this as well. She's an avid workout gal. Actually, she's going through the training to be a personal trainer. But she gets out and she weight lifts and jogs. Well, not so much anymore when it comes to the jogging. But she is very diligent about taking care of her body and finds that workout routine a very stress relieving process, right? You'll be able to think better. You'll be able to reason more clearly, which will help you deal with the very issues that are causing your stress. Okay? Now, of course, what comes with exercise? Yeah, you can hear me saying it. Eat healthier. You see, eating healthy foods really does relieve stress. Why? Well, because your body's being nourished properly. And when it's nourished properly, it functions on all 8 cylinders. It functions optimally. Eating right lends itself to clearer thinking. When you're putting junk in your body's having a heck of a time trying to process it, and then you throw stress on top of that. It's like, dude, seriously? You want me to do that and this and that? No. Okay? So eat healthier. Now, modify your workload. I jotted a note down here to reduce your workload, but sometimes reducing isn't always necessary. But it's reduce or modify your workload. If you have a hectic, even heavy workload, either at your job or at home, all right, do what you can to reduce it, to enhance it, to modify it, all right? Take a look at your routine. Determine if the workload that you have right now is really worth the toll that it's taking on your body. If it's not, and there's no end in sight, yeah, perhaps it's not the solution to your problems anyway, and you need to find a better, smarter solution. Let me give you a great example. My brother Robbie, stocky, heavy. A stocky fellow, a bit on the heavier side. He was a bouncer for a bar. Now, if you look at Robbie, he looks like your cliche biker kind of looking fellow. Big bear of a man, right? Bright smile, heart of gold. Don't mess with his friends and family. And you could see that by looking at him, okay? So he was well suited for his role as a bouncer, dark 30 in downtown Dallas, keeping the riffraff away. And sometimes they weren't riffraff. They just had a drink or two too many, manhandling or helping them to the car, to the cab, whichever it may be. Well, on top of this, he also helped, he was also a mover by day. Him and his best buddy, they ran a little moving company where you'd call them up. They'd come, load up everything in your apartment into a truck, move it to your new place, unload it, set it all up for you. Well, obviously, when you're in your 20s and 30s, when you started doing that, that works great. You got all the energy, your body's young. You get into your 40s and 50s, yeah, not so much. So this was something that was taking a toll on his body, and he just couldn't pull himself out of it, and it had the ultimate effect in the long run on his health and well-being. So I take that one very seriously. Take a look at your workload. Take a look at your routine. Is it taking a toll on your body and your health that you're not willing to pay the price? Think about it. All right. Last 2, communication. Communication is key. Recently experienced this one at a deep level. Communication is really key to relieving stress in your life. If you have a friend or a loved one or someone, a close confidant that you can talk to openly and honestly, then I would implore upon you to seek them out. Getting things off your chest will help you really mentally sort through the problems as you can see your solution in a new light. Even if they don't even offer any ideas and new opinions on it, just your ability to express it openly to someone willing to listen will enable you to, literally get it off your chest and see it in a new light. Now, and of course, it kind of defogs your mind. And with a less foggy mind, there's more stress you can remove from your life, right? So when you clear your head by letting it out, then you have the ability to manage it better and handle the stress that goes down. You can handle what's left over far more effectively. It often helps to have someone outside the situation to talk to if that's possible, because they're likely to give you a different opinion. Like I gave you in the story with, was it Bob and Jane, when Mom popped in with her different opinion. They were both stressing out about, I want to eat and I want to go to the beach, and Mom comes over with her different idea. So good to have someone outside the situation to talk to as well. And last but not least, journaling. Okay, I used to do this one religiously. I've picked it up most recently again, and find it to be a huge stress reliever. It also has lots of other benefits. So you can have this outlet of writing to yourself. Heck, you can write it to someone else in that kind of text, but you can have this outlet without having to reveal your deepest, darkest thoughts to the entire world. Journaling is a great way as well to see your progress. What I like to do is I'm journaling every day, and then at the end of the week, reread the previous week's journal entries, right? And then what happens really is you're kind of out of the moment. You're out of the moment of sheer happiness. You're out of the moment of pure anger, and you can think about the situation from almost a different perspective. How can I do more that will cause more of those moments of joy? And how could I have avoided that moment of stress or anger in the future? How could I have avoided it this time? But certainly, how I can learn, what can I learn from it, and how can I avoid it in the future? It can be will be very, very therapeutic. So, as you can see, there are a litany of ways to reduce stress. I mean, literally, I haven't even scratched the surface with this short list I've given here. I could give a half-day presentation or even a seminar on ways to reduce stress. I mean, there's meditation for those that are willing and open to travel down that road. Deep breathing does wonders, all right? Just slowing down and being present in the moment truly helps. You could reach out to your friends, like I mentioned earlier. You could just reach out to your social network, right? I'm not talking about airing your dirty laundry, but just engaging in them kind of lightens the mood and reduces your stress. Like I mentioned yesterday, listening to your body as it tells you when it starts to stress, and you can instantly alter the course. How about a warm compress to decompress? Yeah? Belly laughs. Oh, belly laughs are a wonderful stress reliever. Music? Yep, that's right. Crank up the tunes. That's a good stress reliever. A simple walk. Like I mentioned, exercise. You can walk, you can run, you can exercise like I mentioned earlier. Walk the dog. Heck, walk the cat if you have to. And then be grateful. Grateful for everything you have. Right? We mentioned this a little bit earlier. This one really, really has a heartfelt impact on your demeanor and your stress level. So much that I'm going to do tomorrow's episode on this very topic. How to uplift your mood with 6 gratitude building ideas. Put 2 or 3, heck, put all of these into practice starting right now, and you'll start to see a real difference in your life. Your stress will start to wisp away, and you'll find yourself free to enjoy the life that you dream, desire, and deserve. And with that, I'm going to leave you like I always do. Think successfully. Take action. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.